they bring such a good gift of being able to see the right thing to do versus the wrong. And like that being so strong for them, that being their guide. And that's a good thing. Like
from Frozen, conceal, don't feel.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Conceal,
Great
don't feel.
example would be go from saying this is the right way and the only way to there may be other ways.
Welcome to another episode of Anyways. My name is Zach, and alongside my wife, Laura, who is a certified Enneagram coach, we love bringing you a lot of different topics about the Enneagram. We've been doing a series so far. Today, we're going to jump into a Type 1, which is the third of the body center types. And the Type 1, Laura, is the
improver. And we will dive into that and what that means and how it acts out of its dominant body type center. Real quick before we go into the lightning round, which I'm excited about because I get to surprise Zach with that today.
Yeah, you created the questions, okay.
I want to thank all the listeners because I've been hearing from different people in different circles of ours that they've been listening, they've been loving it. And even if you're not loving it, thanks for listening.
Yeah, shout out.
It's just exciting for us. So I just wanted to say thank you. And we appreciate any feedback. We are not full-on experts here. Yes, I'm a certified Enneagram coach, but I certainly don't know everything about the Enneagram, and I'm still learning. Zach's still learning. So we want to learn alongside of you guys. We would love feedback. If you are a certain type that we're talking about and you disagree with something we said or it doesn't totally ring true, please let us know because we want to learn with you. And eventually we're going to have people on our podcast, which is really exciting, of certain types, and that'll help us explore the types even further.
Absolutely. And so if you do have something that you want to say or you want to reach out to us, you can find us on socials. We're at the Anyways podcast, but we're also at feelingtypey@gmail.com. You can also go to Laura's business website, which is feelingtypey.com as well. Numerous ways to reach out, but always subscribe to this podcast. If you're really enjoying it, subscribe so then that way you make sure you don't miss a future episode.
Yes. Okay. So with that, those are our little announcements. Let's do our lightning round. So Zach, as a child, were you more of a rule follower or a rule breaker, bender? And are you still the same way today?
I think I was a rule follower, and then I had, I guess, my enlightening when I came in. I was in college, and I kind of decided to do my own things, which bent the rules. Now I think that I'm more of a rule bender. I mean, obviously, being a 9, wanting to keep the peace, I'm bending the rules. But what about you?
I would have said, real quick, that you're more of a rule follower today. Yeah.
Well, maybe I lean into the one wing.
Maybe that's my perception.
Yeah, but I could also be leaning into that one wing and following the rules in that way.
Yeah, but it's your narrative. So if you think you're a rule bender, then I love it.
I like to bend the rules.
Okay. I would say I was a rule follower growing up. Do you feel that? Could you see that for me?
I could totally see that.
Yes. I didn't want to let down my parents. I wanted to do the right thing.
Were you a tattler?
A tattler?
Yeah.
I mean,
you tattle on?
Yeah, actually in high school once. I told you that story. Yeah. I tried really hard and studied really hard on this math test, and these kids, the cool kids, were cheating, and I don't know if they were looking at my stuff or what, but it pissed me off. And this kind of goes with the Type 1 because I feel like this would make them angry because it's not right. And instead of exploding in the class or anything, I later then told the teacher about it because I was like, no, that's not fair. And then I got made fun of for it. And so that was kind of traumatic. And I don't know if it shaped me to not be a tattletale or if I stood by it. But I think I stood by it, but it was still weird to be like, why am I being made fun of for telling the truth? Anyways, that was a side story. So
I'm here for it, though.
I was a rule follower. And now I don't really love rules unless they go along with what I have standards and morals and values.
Absolutely.
But I don't like being told what to do, I would say.
Yeah.
So maybe it's changed a little bit for me. Okay, next question. Would you consider yourself an extrovert or introvert? And I feel like this might surprise people for Zach.
Introvert. Totally.
Tell us more.
I can be an extrovert. I can be extroverted, or I can seem extroverted when I'm talking to people and being authentic, vulnerable, genuine, transparent, whatever you want to call it. But the way that I recharge, this is how I figured it out, is the way that you recharge is who you are. And you know me for being a recharger who just likes to, what I call veg, sit in front of the TV and just check out of everything. Maybe sometimes I'll doom scroll or whatever on my phone, but it's pretty much just whatever I can do just to not be around people.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty obvious. And I've always been an extrovert. Like, I love people. I love being by people, you know.
They give you your energy.
They give me my energy. Do you feel like you've always been an introvert?
Yes, but not realizing it, because there was a period of my life where I thought, oh, I'm really extroverted. I like going out and having a good time, and I can mingle with the best of them, but the older I get, the more introverted I become.
Yeah. No. Okay, I feel like that's a fun question. Ask your significant other, a friend of yours, what they think them to be, because sometimes it surprises you. Okay, the last question was actually a recommendation from one of our listeners and friends, Leanne. All right. So giving her a shout out. Shout out. And I thought it was a really good question. So if at the end of life, we're going to go deep here. Okay. If at the end of your life, you could see a number of something in regards to your life, and I'll explain a little more, what would the question be that you would ask? So it could be relational, it could be practical, meaning like, how many coffees did I drink throughout my life? Or it could be something more serious, like, I'll answer it first because I was asked it earlier, so I had time to think about it. I think I would want to know how many people I touched for the good.
That's a good one.
Almost like Wicked.
Yeah.
Ooh, you should play that in the background. Okay.
I can't. That's copyright.
Oh, okay. Shoot. That's why Zach edits these. Okay. So yes, what do you think?
I was gonna go with the similar one of like how many people you touched, but I would want to know a little bit more than that, in the fact that I want to know how many people like I impacted, like to do something because of something that I said. If I was like encouraging in any way, I'd want to know, you know, if I caused them
like a ripple effect.
Yes, to do something for the good.
Yes.
So yes, multiply that by. I mean, you think about how many people you come into contact with, and like the person, like you're at a grocery store in front of them in line, whether you say anything to them or not, like you still have an effect on them. Some way, shape, or form.
You could totally change their day just by being kind to them.
Like the butterfly effect.
Yeah. I love it.
That's cool. I like that question.
Yeah, I did too. Okay, well, let's go into this episode about the type 1s, a little refresher. The type 1 is the improver. Their core motivation is to be good, to do what is right.
Okay.
To live up to their integrity and standards. They're awesome. Type 1s are always looking to improve themselves to the best of their abilities, and also they push others to be their best. And I think those are great qualities. They really hold true to their values and standards and want to live up to them.
I think that's cool. I think for the ones that I can think of in my life, they're the ones who you can go to for that piece of advice when you need to know like the right direction to take. And they have I feel like a solid core value subset.
Yes.
They're the ones who they like almost like they're loyal to the rules.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They are rule followers typically.
Okay.
And I think sometimes a struggle could be it's hard for them when people
break the rules.
And they probably will let you know if they do that.
Okay.
But sometimes they struggle with like perfectionism. It used to be called the
The
perfectionist.
Okay.
So, it's like that tough inner critic and harder on themselves than we realize. And that was something I learned as I learned more about the types, that they're already hard on themselves. So when you criticize them, it's really hard for them because they already know that truth. So, but again, some of the strengths are they're responsible, they have their integrity, they're disciplined. If they're going to do something, they're going to get it done as near perfect as possible.
Okay. Can you trust them with a secret?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like very trustworthy people.
Okay.
So kind of going into the body center to kind of tie this all in. So their core vibe is they feel it in their gut, but they need to control it.
Oh.
So like they restrain and improve to get it right.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Because also, like we've talked about in the past couple of episodes, an 8 and a 9 show up for the gut differently.
Yes.
But a 1 likes to control like what they're feeling. Like if they get an urge to do something, they either like want to repress it. Would you say like an Elsa from Frozen? Conceal, don't feel?
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Conceal,
Great
don't feel.
example. Yes. So like the type 1 is controlling, repressing their body energy. So they have an instinct, but they need to make sure it's right before they act. The 9, like we talked about last week, often they feel the instinct, but they numb it or ignore it because they're merging.
Right.
And then the 8 acts on their gut right away.
Right.
So, they're all very different.
Yeah.
And so, yes, Elsa. Think Elsa.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's that conceal, don't feel.
I'm not
But
gonna.
she sometimes, gave me 8 vibes with like being strong. But I could see that. I like that.
Well, when you mentioned that about the gut, it's like I recognize that I'm feeling this way, but I'm going to actually repress it a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're constantly monitoring themselves and making sure, which sounds exhausting really, but monitoring like, is this right? Can I do it? I feel the feeling, but can I do it? Is kind of what I've learned about it. But integration and like learning to trust your instincts for the type 1 is what I would say would be good. We're going to talk about the head and heart center and how they can integrate that. But I do think the 1 needs to learn to allow themselves to act without almost like over filtering it.
Okay. Yeah. Because
trusting your gut.
Yeah. Well, because wouldn't they want to be their most authentically true, vulnerable self in a situation? Like with, let's say it's their spouse, or let's say it's a coworker, or, even their children, and not necessarily repress that, because wouldn't that like be harmful in the long run? Because if you're constantly repressing that, then do they struggle with like their identity? Right.
Like, do they really know me? It almost feels a little like the 9 in that sense.
Yeah.
Like where you lose your self. And I think they bring such a good gift of being able to see the right thing to do versus the wrong. And like that being so strong for them, that being their guide. And that's a good thing. Like that's a wonderful quality. It's just learning to like, almost like you're tapping into your playful side, like going to like the 7, because the 1 and the 7 are connected, and like just like playing. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be just to get something done or because it's right. It's just to simply enjoy the present moment and not over filtering, is this right? Or like, can I have fun even though it's not productive? That kind of thing.
But you're saying if they go to their 7, is that them using their head center?
Well, I mean, the 7 is in the head center.
So what you're saying is that a 1 could channel that 7 and just forget about it. Just like let it go.
I mean, seriously. I don't think it's that easy for them.
No.
But yes.
But that's
to go play.
Okay.
Jump on the trampoline.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's not like the routine you're used to, or it's maybe it's bedtime, that kind of thing. Now we're getting off topic to something we're going to talk about in the future called resource points. So the 7 is one of 1's resource points.
Gotcha.
But it still kind of relates to the fact of like the gut center and like just for a 1 to kind of learn to trust that instinct and kind of act on it. And then growth also comes when they soften into their heart and head.
Okay.
So let's talk about the heart center. So kind of similar to the 9 and 8 because it's all about your emotions, but it's just allowing their emotions to come in. So, I would imagine for a type 1, again, we're still learning.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that emotions may be challenging because it's more like compartmentalizing if they're right or wrong for that situation.
And emotions typically show up, I think of emotions as like different vibrant colors. Whereas maybe a 1 typically lives in a black and white world where it's hard line. There's no gray area. But which is good because you need that person to keep the straight and narrow. And honestly, if we stray too far from that straight and narrow, then we might not be doing what is right, in God's eyes, and
living up to our best self, best potential, living up to our integrity.
Okay.
Yeah. So
they help us.
But
on
I
that
like
northern
that
point.
color scheme. Yeah, like try to let colors seep in a little. Maybe view the emotions as colors. Like let them come in.
Yeah.
Speaking from the girl with like all the colors.
You love
in
the
my
colors.
house. I do. And then practicing self-compassion. So a 1 really the inner, like I said earlier, the inner critic.
Yeah.
And, that's got to be hard on somebody after a while. And to kind of maybe start noticing when you're doing it, because I think it's so automatic that if you are telling yourself, I should have done that better, like to stop yourself, catch yourself. That's what the Enneagram's so cool about, is you notice patterns about yourself once you start learning about your personality. So if a 1 is telling them, I should have done that better, stop.
Yeah.
Stop yourself.
You don't need that negative self-esteem.
And then allow that self-compassion. Give yourself some grace. What did I do well in that moment?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes. So that is what I would say about that. So the shift then for that heart center and integrating that would be, it's not good enough to, I don't have to be perfect. So that would be kind of the heart center ideas.
Okay.
And then head center. So that's about your thoughts. And I would imagine the 1s probably go from the body quickly to the head because they're like trying to think if this is correct or not.
Right.
But to kind of be able to loosen up in the rigidity of black and white thinking a little bit. Now, we value that.
Absolutely.
But to be able to see multiple perspectives.
I could see that. And then that way, like we were talking about just a little bit ago, you can use your head to make a plan to get out of that rigidity.
Yes. Yep.
Did I use the right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you make a plan to be like, all right, actually, there's other ways.
Yeah. I'm going to push off a task right here and now that is stressing me out, and I'm going to go for a walk. It's not a part of my daily routine. I never take walks on a Wednesday afternoon, but today I'm going to take a walk.
Yeah.
And go for that walk.
Yeah. And that's kind of going into your gut center, actually, and doing an action.
That's cool.
Oh. And so that shift for using the head center would be go from saying this is the right way and the only way to there may be other ways.
Okay.
So being open to someone else's perspective, other ways maybe could be helpful. So some practical tips I would say is, again, practice self-compassion.
Yep. Be good to yourself.
Be good to yourself. Tell yourself genuine things that you see in yourself that are good.
Yeah.
Because the 1 is all about being good.
Oh.
Am I a good boy?
Okay. That makes sense.
Am I still good even if I messed up? Yes, you are.
You are.
You are. And let things be imperfect. it's hard. They like to turn good chaos into order, or chaos into order. And
there is good stuff about that.
That's amazing.
That's a
like
well-organized person.
You've talked about having someone on your team. I would want one on my team. They will be organized and thorough, and it will be done very well.
In order.
Yes. But knowing like you're not perfect, and neither is your teammate or your kids or your friends or your coworkers, you know, and allowing grace for yourself and others. Pause on your inner critic, like I said, catch yourself in that, and notice what is going right, not just what is going wrong.
That's great. Those are great practical tips.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I have today. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I mean, it was just kind of enlightening because here we are in the gut center of the body intelligences, and just seeing how over the last 3 episodes that we've done, how they can all be in that same center, and how they can all show up differently. But then how we will each, like, we will eventually talk about the heart numbers needing to go to a gut, and the head numbers needing to go to a gut, which will be really interesting to hear about those numbers. So I think that, I mean, all in all, for the ones today, I for me, as I come into contact with a one, I'm going to be gentle, I think, about my critiques or criticism or what I may have for them. If I do know that they're a one and they value being good, I think the first thing that I would do is lead with a, good job.
Yes.
Something that highlights who they are and what they're trying to
fuels
obtain.
them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I would be very careful about how I critique them too.
Yeah. Well, and I don't really see you being harsh on anyone, but I do love that. Yeah. And that's why the Enneagram is cool, because if you start realizing things about people, you're able to be gentler on them, or know what really is triggering for that person. So ones, remember, you don't have to be perfect to be good.
Right.
And we value you and the improvements you bring to the world around you, to others, and how you live up to your standards and values is really inspiring to me personally. And I know to Zach as well. So we love our ones.
We do.
And next week we are going to talk about the core emotion for the body types. The 8, 9, and 1 all share the same core emotion of anger. And we will be exploring that just to kind of reiterate what we've talked about these past few episodes, and kind of exploring it in the eye of anger as their core emotion. So we look forward to that. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. And if you want to find us online, again, reach out anytime, because like we said, we're here to talk with you, about you.
Not at you.
Not at you. No, we're along for the ride and the journey. So reach out anytime. You can email us at feelingtypey@gmail.com. Go to feelingtypey.com for Laura's website as a certified Enneagram coach. And follow us on socials at the Enneaways Podcast.
Yes.
At Enneaways Podcast on Instagram.
All right. Keep shining your light, friends. Until next time.